This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2021 Mesa Ridge model 212FB. Okay, so this is not a sales video, it's not a floor plan video, it's just a basic video to go over some of the points of the trailer, some of the features, and a little bit on how they work. So here we go. So right here at the door side at the rear, you can see first of all you have a quick connect for the LP system. So you can plug a grill into there as long as it's low pressure grill or griddle or whatever you want there, and it taps right into the LP system. Okay, that is of course your sprayer, and it has a quick connect there to disconnect it. Got power awning with speakers and LED strip. Your stairs fold right into the trailer, and you can adjust the length of the legs to the terrain you're on just by pulling this pin here. There's one on each leg, so you can adjust it accordingly. Another thing to know is that this is the vent for your range hood. Okay, so if you're going to be using the fan in your range hood, you want to grab a hold of this and pull this baffle free so it flaps freely when you're venting. Otherwise, you keep it shut like that when you're traveling or in storage, that sort of thing. This hole here, you can actually crank the, let me look down here to make sure I'm on the right. Yes, you can actually crank the slide room manually with a 3/4 inch crank or a socket on a drill or ratchet, whatever. You can actually bring the other slide in and out by attaching to that 3/4 inch hex in there, okay? This is just telling us that this is a Furrion system, and if you wanted to buy a solar battery charger, it would plug in right there, that's all. Alright. So, this is your crank right here. I told you you can use it for to bring the slide in and out. Also, it fits on, if you were to, this is your power tongue jack here. If you were to pull this pin here, or this cap off right here, you can actually put that crank on there and crank this manually. You can also use a drill with a 3/4 inch socket, whatever you choose. Okay, this is your dump hose here, of course. That's just a little adapter to adapt your 30 amp system down to a 20/15. This is your Husky centerline weight distribution hitch. Okay, we'll show you how that goes together. It's a weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control, so it's a good one. Alright, we'll show you how that hooks up when you pick up your trailer. Of course, you've got two 30-pound LP tanks, which is great. You have a deep cycle marine battery, and of course the power tongue jack. This is just pass-through storage here from the other side, but we'll take a look. Alright, this is your docking lights there. You can see it right here, let's see. Okay. This switch here is for your front stabilizers. There's one switch in the front and one switch in the rear. The front switch operates both the front jacks. There you can see. Very simple. Of course, you don't lift the trailer with them. You're just taking the wiggle out of it, the shake out of it. Okay, let me see here. And just so you know, you can get this does not come with it, I don't believe, but you can get a crank, so you can actually crank these manually if you needed to. Let me look at this. Yeah, so it's something you'd have to purchase, but it can get you out of trouble sometimes. Plus, there's always a way to figure out how to. You can get something on there to turn it in an emergency. Okay. All right, so that was the front, and then we have the same thing back here for the rear. You got a 30-foot, 30-amp power cord. These are your dump valves here. You got your gray for sink and shower water. You got your black for toilet water and waste. Always dump the black first, then use the gray to kind of wash it out. All right, and you come back down here to the water docking station. Let me see here. Get that just right. There we go. Okay, so basically This right here is a black tank flush. So after you dump your black tank, you can hook your hose at the dump station right on here. Make sure the black tank valve is open like it states here. And then turn on the water and it'll spray out the inside of your tank. Also the sprayer I showed you on the side there, that also can connect right here. This is your city water hookup right here. So you hook the water on there and you're ready to go. Now you can see there's a diagram right here. So when this lever's in this position, it's for city water. Now let's say you were going to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsite. Well, you can pre-fill your tank. You put it in this position here and it'll fill your fresh water tank, and then you can use the onboard pump to pump the water. Okay? This is your refrigerator service panel here. This is the water heater. Okay, so the thing to know, this one works on both gas and electric. To turn on the electric, the switches are inside, right? But keep in mind, there's a switch right here. This rocker switch controls the heating element that's behind this cover here. So if you want to turn on the electric heating element to keep the water hot, you make sure you got to turn this on. Never run this without water in it. Always make sure there's water in the tank, or you can burn out the heating element in just a minute or so. It goes very quick. So, all right, and also there's a gas valve on it. You switch it up right, that's inside. And this is your drain right here. It takes an 1 1/16" 6-point socket plus an extension to get past this. So that's where you drain it at. It's also got an anode rod attached to it. Sacrificial rod, okay? Alright, so let's go inside. See what we've got here. Okay. Alright, so when we first come in the door, this is the power converter right here. Let me see if I can get this way. This is the power converter. So, basically, this converts AC to DC power. So you got 110 AC here, just like you'd have at home. And these are the circuit breakers like you have at home, and then they're labeled here, okay? Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC down here. So you got 12 volt fuses and breakers, right? And they're labeled. So that's where the 12 volt power comes from. Now when you're plugged in, this senses how much energy your battery up front needs, and it always keeps your battery charged. So it's also a battery tender. Okay. Now, I'm not going to open this up, but if you took out these 2 screws here on this panel, let me get a shot of it for you if I can see. There we go. That's where your bypass valves for your water heater are at, that sort of thing. So when you're winterizing the trailer and you bypass the water heater, that's where you would access it. All the screws in this trailer are number 2 square-headed screws, so you need a bit for your drill for that. Alright, so your refrigerator is very, very simple. It let me move my monitor here. Okay. Basically, it works on 110 AC or LP gas. So you turn it on there. You can see the mode is A with a plug, electrical plug. So that means automatic electric. That's where you're going to run it 9 out of 10 times. Automatic electric always seeks out electricity first. If it can't find it, it'll automatically switch over to gas. Or if let's say it's a super hot summer day and you're leaving early in the morning to go out exploring and you're going to be gone for the day, you're running on electricity. As long as you have it on auto electricity, if the campground was to have a power failure, for example, it'll automatically switch over to gas so you don't spoil your food. So that's the best way to do it. But you can run it dedicated to electricity, dedicated to gas. Let's say if you're going down the road, you can put it on that. But generally speaking, auto there you go. Auto electrics is the way to go, and have the cool up all the way or down all the way. Okay, so it's very simple. Let me get some lights in here. Okay, so this is your awning button here to extend your power awning. You can see it right there. You never leave it out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, make sure you roll it in so it doesn't get damaged. Your slide room is here. So when it gets all the way in or all the way out, it'll start ratcheting sound. That just keeps it from overextending or over retracting, and that's when you take your finger off the button. Here we come here. Close. Just like that. Then you take your finger off the button. See, this one comes in over the floor. When it goes out, it drops into place. probably the most common slide room we see. And this one is made by Lippert. I think it might be called Thru frame slide out, I believe. There you have it. Okay, so your table is sitting over here, right? But actually, I hope I'm right here. Let me look. Actually, it'll stow right in here. So you can stow the table right in there when you're traveling. Of course, you don't want it just laying somewhere because you don't want it to bounce around and break something or hit a window or dent your oven or whatever, you know. So you want to keep it tied down. Now this device here, let's see if I can get a good picture of it, is the carbon monoxide LP gas detector. Okay, you can see it's green. It should always be green like that. Now this will detect carbon monoxide buildup, LP gas leak, and if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. Alright, so if it goes off, obviously you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front, and then figure out what's going on. I'm going to put it through here, through the self-test, so you can hear it here. That was LP check, and here comes carbon monoxide. And then low battery alert. Okay, and back to green like it should be. If it's not green, like I say, it's get it serviced because it's obviously very important. Okay, so you have a vent hood, fan, light. Remember I told you when you're running the fan, open the baffle on the outside. Microwave works like any other microwave. The oven works like all RV ovens. Let's see here, or most of them anyway. So you're going to spark right here. Okay, let me see if the gas is on. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Yep, it is. So that's simple. You just turn the sparker clockwise and you light the burners that way. The oven is a little different. Back here, let me adjust this. Back here, all the way to the back, is a pilot light. Okay, so what you do is you come to the oven knob, which is the one all the way to the right. You go to the picture of the flame, which means pilot. You depress it and hold it in. Keep holding it in this whole time. Then you start sparking it until it lights down here. After it lights, you still hold it in for another 10 seconds or so, and then you're going to go to operating temperature. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light, so you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Your TV is also a radio. Well, you can just look at this here. You can charge USB from it. You have Bluetooth. 2 speaker zones. Inside is zone 1, outside is zone 2. You got FM radio, so it's all included into one. And this is your remote here for it. Okay. Let me look around and see if I forgot anything. Oh, this is the new style thermostat. You just scroll through it with mode. I mean, you're just going to hold it a minute till it lights up, like that. And then you're just going to work your way through it. That's fan. Cool, heat, and then you can adjust the fan also. If you push the fan button, let me get this right, low, high, low. Now with the air conditioner, I think it'll also let you use, let me see, it'll let you use auto. No, hold on one second. Yeah, right now it's on A for auto. So there's auto is where you want to keep it. Whenever you see auto as an option for the fan, always use it. Okay. Okay. So when they talk about the fan, that is just the that's the air conditioner running without the compressor. That's all it does. It circulates air. Now this I'm sorry. Oh boy, this yellow tag here, I think is telling us that this is maybe pre-wired for Wi-Fi. Yeah, so it's pre-wired to hook up a Wi-Fi booster. If you ever get the public Wi-Fi booster, make sure you get the one with the antenna on the roof. Otherwise, it won't work nearly as well. So you always want the one with the antenna on the roof, and then the router would sit inside here. Okay. Your escape window works just like that. You're going to grab hold of this tab, pull the screen out, and out you go. Okay. I think that covers it. Let me just look around for a second here. Make sure. Of course, your bed comes up and there's storage underneath. Okay, and there's some drawers in there too. Your couch will jackknife. Let's see. It's actually a fold out. It's kind of a hide-a-bed, so it will fold. This section will fold out this far, so we have that too. All right. So okay, I think that covers it. I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit, and I also want to remind you that you need to inspect the roof of this trailer and all trailers ever built every 90 days. So make sure you go up on the roof or have somebody go up there every 90 days and look for a crack or separation with this where the sealant is, just so no water can get in. Make sure that there's no damage to the roofing, the vents or the roofing material from low branches or road debris flipping up there, that sort of thing. People don't inspect the roof enough, so keep in mind the manufacturer states every 90 days. And so any place you see caulk from the factory, you always want to keep an eye on it. If it needs to be touched up, take care of it immediately. Okay? Thank you.